Man, what a wild Sunday. It's Honorado and Bagnardi. Final day of Major League Baseball's regular season, although we thought we might get game 163. We don't, the way things fall, and I'm okay with that. Let's get into the postseason. And a fun day in the NFL, too. You're wearing the Jets gear bags. You got to be feeling good.
Well, I think I finally got this figured out, man. If we bet in favor of the Giants and Jets, they perform poorly. And the only way to get them to turn things around and somehow eke out wins is for us to bet against them like we both did this week.
Yeah, I'll throw the picks up as we go through today, and of course it's not pretty.
No.
But you're watching our rapid reaction here on the News Channel 13 Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube pages, brought to you by Professional Fire Restoration. Shawnee, let's get it going. On the other side of the open, everybody, we're breaking down the NFL Sunday and Major League Baseball's final day of the regular season.
This Honorado and Bagnardi rapid reaction is presented by Professional Fire Restoration.
All right, Bags, here we go. Let's start with the NFL. We'll get into what happened in Major League Baseball, but the big news, you want to start with your boys? We can do that. We'll get to the Giants as well. I love this stat. The Jets quadruple their average offensive output. They were averaging 6.5 points per game. They put up 27 in a win in overtime over Tennessee, man. Look, not only do they get their first win, Bags, they beat a good team.
Yep, they did. They beat a good team. So did the Giants. But I want to bring in this really sets the tone here. Jim, they both still suck. Not sure if he means us or he means the Jets and the Giants. Right. But, yeah, look, early in the season, you don't want to make too much out of losses, and you certainly don't want to make too much out of a win either. Certainly, we knew the Jets were not going to be quite as bad as they had looked in the first three games. I mean, at some point, you've got to score some points. And I think the fact that you look at that stat on the bottom there, that shows you just how anemic the offense has been to this point. But yeah, Zach Wilson, he's talented enough. The team is good enough, has good enough players where they weren't going to be that bad the whole season. You do have to give them time to get settled in, get going with the system. Now, again, this game wasn't on TV locally today. We had to watch a 40-0 drubbing instead of what wound up being a close game.
You did get overtime on TV.
We did get the OT, which I was able to watch. But at some point, I have to wonder, like, don't you look at the matchup as opposed to the team? Because NFL only looks at this and goes Bills-Jets. But really, they should look at it matchup-wise, right? And I guess you could say going in, Bills-Texans is still a better matchup than Jets-Titans, I guess. But that's obviously not the way it played out on the field today. So that makes it a little frustrating that the Jets game wasn't on. But are we going to see more of this where it's like the Jets could be in maybe a decent kind of game and the Bills are playing a team they should just blow out? And obviously, that's not the case next week. A very exciting matchup with them with the Chiefs next week. But I don't know. I mean, I want to see my Jets, man.
Well, look, Bills-Chiefs Sunday Night Football. Sunday Night Football doesn't miss. I mean, again, tonight, Brady and his return to Foxborough. I mean, just the storylines are always so good on Sunday Night Football, and then they have the ability to flex even late in the season. Yes, the Bills with a huge blowout. You know it, Keith. We will definitely get to that, no doubt about it. Yeah, Bags, okay, I get it. The Jets will be more competitive than they were in the first 3 weeks of the season, but they're not a playoff team. We know that, although you thought maybe they sneak in for a wild card, picking with your heart in our preseason selection.
Yeah. Right.
They're okay. Wilson looked okay today, almost 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, only 1 interception, and sacked only 1. So the Titans had a dreadful pass rush last year. It didn't get any better in this offseason, and I think it made the Jets' offensive line look a little bit better than it really is. All that said, the Jets today beat a division champion. Tennessee's still going to win the AFC South. So
I agree.
I think that's a nice win. And Robert Saleh, man, he celebrated on the sideline like he just won a playoff game. Good for him, man. Get your first NFL win. It's a big deal.
Well, that's just it. And after the first 3 weeks, a part of him, just like a part of all us Jets fans, had to be thinking, like, are we even going to get one the way this team is going? Now, again, you can't overreact, but it didn't look good there for a while for the Jets. So this you can at least feel like, because this season is just about taking a step in the right direction. That's all it's about, because you've changed your system, you've changed your coach, you've changed your quarterback. All you have to do is take a little step in the right direction. start to build that culture. We've talked about this on our weekly show, right? You just need to see some signs of promise. You don't have to shoot for the moon and say, we got to hit this win total or get to the playoffs. It's just about the start of building something, put a good foundation in place. And after the first 3 weeks, those are the things you now immediately start to worry about. And this game, you can at least take a little bit of sigh of relief. You got that first one out of the way for both the coach and the quarterback. And now you can build on this and hopefully the rest of the way continue that building process towards something. I'm not going to sit here and overreact and say, now I think they're going to be just fine for the playoffs. They did beat a good team. They still, as Jim pointed out, they still have some issues. They still stink like the Giants do. But at least you can have a sigh of relief today, right?
All right, let's appease the people in our mentions here, Bags. Yes, the Bills. Yes, 40-0. They looked good. The Texans are brutal. The Bills have looked really good the last few weeks. Cannot wait for this Sunday night matchup now with Kansas City after Mahomes returned to some form today. 5 touchdown passes in a victory for Kansas City. Andy Reid's now the only coach in NFL history, Bags, to win 100 games with 2 different franchises. Okay, so Bills Chiefs Sunday night. It's going to be a great game. The 40-0 drubbing of the Texans. I don't have a lot to say for you Bills fans. That was what we expected. They were 16.5-point underdogs. Bags and I both picked. Oh no, I think you took Houston, didn't you?
I took Houston to cover, which was a brilliant decision on my part.
So I was on Buffalo this week for the first time this season. You're welcome, Bills Mafia. And they're 3-1. They lead the AFC East. Browns and Cowboys are in the same boat after this week as well. Anything you need to add from Buffalo's standpoint?
Just that what I've learned from the last 2 weeks is like I can't get scared off with big spreads when it comes to this Bills team because these boys can score some points. They can put it up in a hurry. And if it's not even like, I don't want to say the flip of a switch, but these points go up very quickly. And you could be tracking a game and think, okay, it's like a 2-score game. Then you look and it's a 4-score game. And it's like all of a sudden now the doors have been blown off and it's a blowout and it's not. So I'm going to keep an eye on the spreads with Buffalo moving forward. Of course, next week is going to be the game, maybe the game of the season for them. But beyond that, when they are in matchups where they're going to be heavily favored, I think I got to be a little bit more careful as we make our pick 6 vodka selections to not get scared off by big spreads.
I will show our picks here in a moment. Let's get to the Giants. We're going to break down all the baseball as well, Yankees and Red Sox and what's going on in the National League West as well. Giants were down 11 going to the fourth quarter against New Orleans. They come back. They win this thing in overtime. Daniel Jones throws for 400 yards. Saquon Barkley showed flashes. He had 2 touchdowns, a couple of big gainers that really made him look like the old Saquon. Yeah. The total numbers at the end of the day for Barkley weren't great, but into the end zone twice. And the Giants offense, Bags, looked like a team that, could move the ball against almost any team because New Orleans has a really good defense, good defense.
So this game, then the Jets overtime, got me really thinking about NFL overtime. So I'm going to touch on that here even more than just diving into the Giants. This is a good win, similar to the Titans win for the Jets. This is a good win for them. You get off the schneid. Daniel Jones has looked, I think, pretty good this season. I want to see more out of Saquon Barkley on the ground. That they're using him, though, at least as a weapon. I saw him doing some work through the air today, which was nice to see. And the run at the end in overtime, the touchdown run, I thought was a good run. So any way you can get him involved and get his legs moving, get him that head of steam. We know how dynamic of a back he can be, or as a receiver, however you want to use him. So I like seeing the Giants utilize him any way they possibly can. So good on the Giants. Again, don't want to overreact to it, but this is a good win. Better win for the Giants today than for the Jets because it was on the road. And the way the Saints have been going, you could argue that Tennessee is a better team than New Orleans. And you're not going to predict New Orleans to win their division, obviously, because of Tampa Bay. But I've been high on the Saints, and I think they are a good team. And on the road in particular, this was a good one for the Giants to have. But I want to ask you about overtime because OT has been bugging me. I don't love the OT system where if you go down and get a touchdown, that's it. Because they didn't play out that way in the pair.
Let me just jump in. You are Mr. Fairness when it comes to almost any scenario. You want to give everybody as fair a shot as possible, whether we're talking overtime like we are now, or even just over the entirety of a season.
Isn't that the point? Isn't it that competitive fairness that we sort of want to be able to take for granted, to say everything is equal, now go out there with the pieces you got and let's see who's got the better team. You play under the same conditions, on the same field, under the same set of rules, and it should be the same. You should have an equal chance, no matter what it is, not have a disadvantage based on a rule. And that's essentially what this is. It's a disadvantage based on a rule. Because there's no guarantee that if the Saints didn't win the coin toss today, that they don't go down and score a touchdown and now they win. We'll, of course, never know. And I know the argument you like to say is, well, the Saints could have played some defense in overtime if they wanted to win. That's true, but defense is only half of the game. So the fact that their offense was kept off the field, to me, speaks to that thing that you just brought up, that lack of fairness. So you tell me it's okay if the Giants win the toss, go down, kick a field goal. In the interest of fairness, the Saints have to get the ball. But if the Giants, instead of going from, getting stopped at the 5-yard line and kicking a field goal, they make it those 5 more yards and get a touchdown, now all of a sudden the Saints don't deserve a chance at the football? Explain to me how that's right.
I like Jeff's point here. You said it. Make a stop. Play some defense. Here is my counter argument always to the fairness idea of overtime. And look, I'm not like staunchly on the side of, we have to leave overtime the way it is. If you want to change it, let's change it. That's fine. If you want to use the college football playoff or the college football overtime, I don't love it, but okay.
It's better.
Or if you just want to give each team one possession, right? In the NFL overtime, you're just guaranteed one possession. Now, let's say you kick off to me, I don't score, no points. I punt to you, you don't score, no points. You punt back to me, I kick a field goal. Do I win?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So here's my counter argument always, though. And again, you want to change overtime, fine. I really don't care. You had the entire game to win. You had 60 minutes to win the football game, and you didn't. So I don't want to hear now it isn't fair. We gave you plenty of opportunities to win in regulation.
The Giants didn't win in regulation.
I get that.
So in overtime, you give them an advantage because they win a coin toss? Come on. No. It's the same thing. Both teams had their chances and didn't win. That's why we go to overtime. So it should be fair. I mean, in basketball, what do? You start with a jump ball and you have 5 minutes. That's what it is. You just, here we go. Extra innings. Each team gets an at bat. That's fair. What are you going to say? One team, gets to start with a runner on second and the other doesn't because there was a coin toss to determine who batted first or who was the road team or whatever. It's just not how it works.
All right. So how do you want to fix it? What's your solution?
I like the college system, where I think you guarantee one possession, because you're not going to go down the line like, okay, well, they won the coin toss, they didn't score, and now they get a field goal. Should the other team get a second chance? No, obviously you can't. At some point you have to draw the line with it. I mean, somebody starts with the football for the whole game, so you're not going to look one possession each or the college football rules.
Okay, the knock the college football overtime gets is. You've abandoned the normal way of playing football. You know what I understand? You understand? It's like now you just start with the ball on the opponent's 25-yard line as opposed to kickoffs and punts. You've eliminated some of the game.
There's offense, there's defense, there's special teams. Close enough. Close enough.
Okay.
But look, I'm fine with it with a different system. It's just one that has to be fair. Give me the college football fair system versus the unfair one now, or find another fair system. That's all. Okay.
Look, like I said, I don't really care. You know what I mean? Like I'm good. I'm good. However you want to play this thing. Carol, yep, we were on the Bills 40-0 for sure. Closer to the top of this rapid reaction, brought to you by Professional Fire Restoration. Let's get to the baseball. A lot of people on here. Well, let me just ask you this one first, just for fun. Who wins first, Jags or Lions? They're both 0-4.
Have a look at their schedules.
My key to this would be keeping Urban Meyer away from college co-eds, but that's just me. Have you seen the video floating around on Twitter?
But listen, okay. So Jacksonville on Thursday, you got to win that game. Balance. The Lions have had, they had, of course, the one was against the Ravens. Right, isn't that who the Ravens beat with that record-breaking field goal? So They've both had their chances. Give me the Lions.
Okay. All right, Yankees clinch the AL wild card spot, one of them, the second spot. 1-0 walk-off win over the Rays. Aaron Judge, and this is there's a baseball rule to it. I guess I don't know it. To me, it was a fielder's choice, but they're giving Judge credit for an RBI infield single on the walk-off here with one out in the bottom of the – thank you.
Yeah.
And so – to me, it was a fielder's choice. The throw went home, obviously, to try to cut down the winning run. Either way, Yankees win 1-0. They will go to Boston Tuesday night to play that one-game wild card. This sets up exactly how any baseball fan would want it to be. I think even if you're a Yankees or Red Sox fan, in this scenario, you get their hated rival. Man, sign me up for that. And I don't need a full series. I'm good. The one game holds enough intrigue and interest for me that I will be locked in Tuesday night.
You'll like to have the series if you can get it, because different storylines develop over a series, different maybe one-on-one rivalries do. Different things can happen over the course of especially a 7-game series that can make it really exciting. But then, of course, there's the argument that this is basically just jumping to a Game 7 because it's win or go home for both teams. So that is also very exciting. I want to ask you this from the Yankees' perspective. Would you rather be going to Boston or going somewhere else? Because we're talking about this at work, and a Yankee fan said, I'd rather go to Fenway than travel across the country to play Seattle.
I said that Thursday morning.
You said that. Oh, you did? Okay.
Well, on our show, I said it. Somebody else may have said it, but absolutely, I would rather in a one-game setup where I just played Sunday. Now I've got to play two.
That's what it was. Paul said that too.
Okay. Yeah. Now I've got to play Tuesday, and then I'm coming back and playing, I think Thursday or Friday. I'd have to look, but yeah, I don't want to have to go all the way out to Seattle and back for one game. No, thank you. Give me Boston. Give me Fenway. Give me a team that I know really well.
Do you understand how hostile of an environment that's going to be?
I get it.
I mean, obviously you'd rather host the game. That would be the ultimate best chance for them. But
sure.
Fenway Park, now it's going to be more satisfying to win at Fenway Park and to take down the Red Sox as you then move on to the real playoffs, as we'll call them, and get to that first round matchup with Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
So let's get to the bigger issue here. You owe me some swag.
I do, man. Sean points it out. Great pitching matchup at Fenway on Tuesday night. And yeah, Stan's been hitting well at Fenway. I do. I owe you some swag from our boys at Novice. I will deliver on that. All right, relax.
All right. So Cole or Sale, if you had one to win one game, like these teams are both in that situation, which one, who would you rather have on the hill for you?
Cole, for me, over the last couple of years would be slam dunk. Because Sale's been injured and he's been ineffective and he's lost some on his fastball. But he's been pretty darn good this year. And Cole has struggled here down the stretch a little bit. I might lean towards Boston having the advantage in the starting pitching matchup.
You know what matters going into Tuesday? What's happened down the stretch recently. This is turning the page. This is an entirely new ball game. I don't care how well Stan's been hitting. I don't care about any of that. This is now the second season. Things are going to change now, and obviously more so when you get out of that one-game scenario, right? Because then you really get into it. But this is all different. There are no indicators of what we're going to see coming up Tuesday that we can glean from today or earlier in the week or any of it. It's nothing. Brand new ball game.
You make me insane with this stuff. Then who would – okay, what's your answer, Cole or Sale?
Give me Cole.
And why?
What do you mean? It's about the guy you can trust based on what you've seen for the entire body of work, right? It's not about – you can't be a prisoner of the moment. This is now – and also, too, there's a huge difference between the postseason and the regular season, obviously, and how you want to judge guys in the big moment. There can be big moments in the regular season, but – when you gauge guys in the playoffs, just like there are guys who you'd be perfectly happy with leading your fourth quarter drive in any old game, right? But there are certain guys you'd want in the playoffs. There are guys you would have taken over Eli Manning to go win you any regular season game, but you'd put Eli ahead of a lot of them if it was a postseason game, right?
Okay, so you're telling me that you're on Okay, are you also going to say then that you don't trust this Yankees lineup because of
Correct.
what we've seen?
Correct.
Okay.
I think they've been great, and I worry about them. I think they're going to get out of this one game, and I hope they do because I really want to see them play Tampa Bay. But that's when I start to worry about this team again, like we've talked about. I had this team as a team making the postseason, but then not succeeding in the postseason. You had them missing the playoffs, but agree with me that if they make the playoffs, they're not built necessarily to win in the playoffs. The Yankees have been a regular season team of late. So until I see that turnaround in the postseason, play a little bit different style of a game and have a different approach to the game than we've seen, I'm not going to trust them in the playoffs. I'll be rooting for them, though.
Sam likes your shirt.
Sam beat us. So Sam, he took us down. Did we lose this week? Is it done?
I'm gonna throw it up here in a second,
right,
and we can look at how our picks did. And I'm gonna lose the Rams game. Cardinals. I think you had Arizona in that game, didn't you?
Yes.
We'll look at it. Here are the NL Division winners.
No,
you're gonna get. Speaking of Cardinals, you get St. Louis and the Dodgers and the wild cards. The Giants clinch the NL West today. Braves Brewers are the other first round. And this is, I mean, I'm not going to complain, but Atlanta and Milwaukee don't play till Friday.
So you are complaining.
Well, I'm not complaining. I'm just pointing out that feels like a long time.
It is a long time. It's
in baseball terms.
Yeah, it's too long. But you'll be well rested.
No doubt.
That's the rotation the way you want it.
The arms will be ready to go.
Yeah. How are you in your confidence level with your Braves, 1 to 10?
To do what?
To win the championship.
3.
Okay.
I mean, 3. I mean, the Dodgers are markedly better if they get out of that wild card game.
No doubt.
The Giants don't scare me, but there's just something about them. They've always found a way to win this year, so that worries you. Maybe I should be above a 3 because the Dodgers are really the only team in the NL that I say there's no chance he can beat them.
What's Ian Anderson? Is he your 2? Your 3?
You're 3. Yeah, go Charlie Morton, Max Friedy, and Anderson. Yeah. All right, here are our picks this week, Bags.
Okay.
Got the Bills.
You did.
Got the Packers, and we'll see about the Bucks. I'm 3 at best.
Okay, I lost with the Bills, lost with the Giants, lost with the Jets. I got the Packers, and you said the Rams are losing.
Yep, down big.
So it'll be 2 at best.
Yeah, and Griffin's got the Bills. He's got the Giants. He's got the Packers. He's got the Cardinals. Forget it. We're done.
Yeah, we lost.
4 for Griff. That's back-to-back losses for Honorado and Bagnardi. We are right back where we kind of figured we'd be.
How about Anton? Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday, brother.
15 minus sooner, man. Thursday for me. What do you get me?
Your birthday is Thursday, isn't it?
I believe it is.
Yeah. I'll get you a Butker hoodie from Novice. How about that?
Perfect. Sounds good. You want to talk about tonight's game? You just showed who we're picking, but this is going to be a good one, right? I mean, is this not – are you looking forward to this game more than any other game this year outside of Packers games?
Yes. And the crime is I really don't think I'm going to watch it.
Oh, come on. You've been struggling with this first week on the morning show, schedule-wise. But you know what? You started
I've been fine. The alarm's gone off, and I've gotten up out of bed. I haven't snoozed it. I haven't skipped it. I haven't done any of that. I haven't moaned and groaned my way out of bed. I've gotten up, into the shower, boom, out the door, onto work. I've struggled with the front end of things, going to bed at a responsible time.
Right. That's always
been the biggest issue.
Yeah, and that'll catch up with you. But how do you not watch this game when you just said you're looking forward to it more than any other game this year? It's insanity. You have to watch this game. You have to at least watch the beginning of this game.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yes. I mean, yeah. As soon as I can get you to shut up here, I'm gonna get situated for the morning.
Okay.
Get the clothes out. Make sure I'm ready to go. Well,
right.
Bags, listen to me. I'm getting dressed in a one of the other bedrooms. I'm showering in a different bathroom. I got everything lined up for the day before I go to bed. And the alarm goes off at 1:30 in the morning. I can't be scrambling, digging through stuff.
I will not be in bed yet when you wake up. I'll just be getting ready for bed when you're getting ready for work. Wild stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure is.
Well, hey, good luck with the morning show tomorrow. But you've got to watch this. This is part of your job too now. I want to remind you, you're gainfully compensated to be a member of this broadcast team here. You need to know what the hell you're talking about. So you should at least watch half of this game, all right?
I usually don't know even when I am paying attention to things.
Right.
All right, thanks for watching our rapid reaction here on the News Channel 13 Facebook, Twitter, YouTube pages. Honorado and Bagnardi, brought to you by Professional Fire Restoration. Yankees are in. Giants and Jets get their first wins of the season. The Bills blow out the Texans. What a day, huh?
And the Mets are on the couch.
And the Mets are building towards next year, and they'll be looking for a GM here very quickly and get decisions to make on Stroman and Syndergaard and Conforto. And here comes winter. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Catch us Thursday morning, 10 o'clock on the News Channel 13 Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube pages. We'll see you then.